Axis and Allies, the Garrison. This is Detroit, coming to you from Rochelle Park, New Jersey. All right, so tomorrow we're going to be playing Axis and Allies here at the Garrison. I'm expecting our great army as well as Robert Higgins and Alvin Velasquez. Okay, they're going to be arriving more or less like around 10 o'clock in the morning so that we could play all day. All right, so the idea though is that we're going to be play testing our time management system. Just to give you an idea, it's still the system itself is still rough around the edges, but it's a system that I and our great army have been working on for quite a while now. Okay, so this is basically the components of the time management system that we are developing. Okay, basically every major power, okay, in the game, starting from purchasing of units all the way up to combat movements, will be allocated a total of 10 minutes. Okay, for the resolve combat stage, the clock comes to a stop. It's time is not run at that time. So for the next stage, which is the starting from non-combat movement all the way up to collecting income, each power will receive 5 minutes. Okay, so now how about the minor powers? Okay, minor powers starting with purchasing of units up to combat movements will get 5 minutes. All right, resolve combat, once again the clock stops. Okay, and once again from starting with non-combat all the way up to placement and collection of income, you will get also 5 minutes. Now, the one exception with the minor powers is that due to the fact that there may be times when a minor power can become a major power. For instance, Italy is one of those countries, one of those minor powers that at times may actually go over 30 and even potentially up to 40 IPCs, depending on how the game develops. So the rule adjustment is that once Italy or any minor power that goes over 30 IPC, and that includes the national objectives. Okay, if a minor power goes over 30 IPC, that country automatically gets upgraded to a major power status. So that country in the next turn will by default start with 10 minutes. Okay, so now the same can happen in reverse. If a minor power, for whatever reason, goes under 30 IPC, it reverts back to 5 minutes, and it's 5 minutes only for the purchasing of units all the way to the combat movement stage. Okay, and once again, like any other power, it will get 5 minutes for starting with its non-combat movements to final collection of income. All right, so what else? Okay, so as far as countries not at war, for instance, you have the United States and Russia, who, depending on how a specific game develops, are not at war. A country that is not at war will not get 10 minutes. A country that is not at war will automatically get 7 minutes. So 7 minutes from the moment that that country goes into its purchasing of units all the way to its final placement of units and collection of income, it only gets 7 minutes. And that only ends when that country or that power that is not at war enters or is declared war upon or gets invaded. Okay, when that happens, that war loses that country loses that status and automatically gets upgraded then to 10 minutes as a major power, starting with the first phase or the first sequence, and then an additional 5 minutes for the second sequence. All right, so also there are going to be times when a player will run out of time. When this happens, that player, and this is an idea that I got from a young grasshopper at the Cliffside Bunker, when a player deems it necessary that he needs additional time, he will be given, okay, not him actually, each country will be given a total of 2 time tokens, 2 time extension tokens. Okay, so each extension will be of only 5 minutes. All right, now you may ask, okay, what happens if a country or a player runs out of time tokens? Well, if you run out of time tokens, that's it, you're done. Okay, now are there any penalties as a result of using up your all of your time and time tokens? That I have not yet figured out. Okay, we're going to be playtesting the game, what is it, the time management system, and we'll see how that works out. Basically, we're using the time management system as a guide, but more as a tool, a means to an end. We don't plan to use the time management system here as a way of punishment or as a way of basically disciplining our players. That's not our intent. The intent is just to expedite, make the game more efficient, and make our players more efficient. All right, so if you guys have any recommendations, please let me know. I mean, I'm all ears. We're here to learn and to make the game a bit better. All right, so also just to let you guys know, I'm very happy because actually yesterday I was able to print my new version of actually not my version, but it's actually the map file that that Sired Blood actually developed, which was itself an evolution of the map file that Young Grasshopper initially developed with Ambizzle back several years ago. So I was able to get that map printed. Okay, I'm going to show it to you right now. It's actually, I'm going to show you the changes in the map, which I think are stupendous, all right? And it's going to facilitate the gaming experience overall. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead now and show you my new map. All right, so here we are at the Garrison once again. And as you can see, this is actually my new map that I printed yesterday at Bersian Printers in West New York, New Jersey. The map itself cost me $285, which is actually a very good price. I believe that if I recall correctly, the first time that I printed my map, my old map, I think it was like about $300 something, about $340 or $360, $360 that it cost me. So it is definitely a lot cheaper than the first map that I printed. Okay, so it's I got somewhat of a discount, which was a very good thing. This map is actually a map file that I was able to get from Sired Blood. I know that his map file is actually an evolution of Young Grasshopper's his efforts, and as well as Ambizzle, who several years ago, they both got together and developed the original map file for the map that we now see here. When I had my map printed, I spoke to the manager at the print shop, and I specifically requested that the map be printed on with a flat finish. My old map, unfortunately, gave off a lot of glare. I was way too shiny for gaming purposes. And for those of you guys that play often know that playing on a map that gives off a lot of glare can be somewhat of a nuisance. It's not conducive to effective player, and then if anything, it aggravates gaming, and it also leads to more what I refer to as the fog of war. So anything that makes the gaming experience easier, I'm a go for. Okay, so definitely I'm very pleased with the final product. I'm getting no glare whatsoever on this map surface, which, by the way, it's printed on a PVC surface. It's actually a very sturdy map. This surface will actually last quite a long time, and it's a surface that I can wipe down with a moist cloth or paper towel, because we all know that when we play, things fall on it, debris. Sometimes you eat on as you play, or you just regular dust falls on the surface, So you definitely need to have a map surface that you can wipe down and clean occasionally. And I believe this map is actually, this surface is ideal for that purpose. Excuse me. Right, so what are the actual changes in the map itself? Well, the two major changes that I really like, and that I gotta give credit to Sire Blood, is Bessarabia. It's one of the two major changes. This specific territory here, we all know that it can get very congested at times. So the additional space on the map itself does come in handy. Also, the sea zone between France and the UK, which is the English Channel, which is Sea Zone 110, has been expanded. That is actually a very good thing, because this specific waterway can definitely get jam-packed with Allied ships, and even at times with German ships. So you do need that extra space. Also, the roundels. Okay, if you look around, each country now has roundels that are specific to each country, which identifies each specific nationality. And that you can find throughout the game, throughout the board actually. And also, if you look at Italy, you'll see that, which is pretty neat. Italy itself has, the roundels have been replaced with the fascist symbols. It's pretty neat. It's more genuine to the era, which I like. Also, here you have this. This is something new. You have your research and development that has been placed here. What's been removed is the old, what is it, a starting income of each country, and the sequence of play. That section has been removed, which was really unnecessary if you think about it. Because nowadays, with all the versions that, you have 1942, you have 1940, so it really doesn't serve a purpose as far as I'm concerned. I am very pleased with the final product. This map itself is going to be more conducive to playing on it, and it will improve the whole game experience. I know that starting tomorrow as we play, I'm going to be enjoying playing on this surface. All right, if you haven't already noticed, there is a carrier right off the coast of Australia. It's actually, if you folks remember, about 2 weeks ago when we first got here together at the garrison, Alvin Velasquez showed up with a magnetized carrier and his two aircraft. I believe these actually are these are Dauntless dive bombers, I believe. I could be wrong, and please, if I am, let me know. These are the unpainted pieces that he initially brought to the garrison, which when I first saw the magnetized miniatures, I fell in love with them, and I told Alvin that I would paint them for him, and here they are. Okay, the what is it? Dive bombers themselves are actually finished. However, the carrier itself is not yet finished. I haven't yet painted the lines and the arresting cables, as well as other details, and I haven't yet introduced weathering, and I haven't also dry brush the miniature itself. So, it's still a work in progress. I hope that Alvin will give me additional time so that I can finish the carrier itself. If not, he can take it home as is. It's good enough for gaming. That's something that I will speak to him about tomorrow, because as is, I just simply ran out of time. Guys, painting is very time consuming, and you have to be very patient, and unfortunately sometimes I just don't have enough time. But this is something that definitely I wanted to do, and it's a nice miniature. You see here that they're magnetized, and it's for gaming purposes, it's a good thing.
And no matter how much I shake this carrier, the miniature, the gaming, the fighters, the aircraft will just not fall. That's a very good thing. All right. I hope he likes it. I can still work on the carrier, but hey, it's good enough as is. All right, guys, let me know what you think. If if I was not accurate with this particular map, I may have missed several things. I do believe that the map itself as is an improvement on the old one. Okay, it should definitely be a fun thing or fun experience to play on this surface map. All right, guys, let me know what you think. I look forward to your commentaries and opinions and corrections. Until next time.